Travis Cairns, a certified financial planner and professional insurance agent with Desjardins Insurance, joining us this morning for some fact or fiction surrounding car insurance. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Okay.
How are you doing, Bob?
Good. You brought the signage. Okay, good. Because I'm going to ask you some questions and you'll tell us true or false. Starting with older vehicles are cheaper for car insurance rates.
Well, that is actually fiction, Bob.
Really?
It is. And I get that same reaction every time somebody calls and says, I'm buying a new car. How much more is my car insurance going to be? And when I say this, I'm assuming it's a similar type vehicle. So if you go from a 2007 Honda Accord to a 2021 Honda Accord, more times than not, that rate is actually cheaper. Now, if you buy a 2021 Ferrari, well, that's going to be more. But apples to apples, Bob, a newer car is actually cheaper, mainly because of the safety features. So even though the car itself is more expensive for us to repair or replace, that's peanuts compared to how much we could be saving by not paying out for liability claims or disability claims, because those new safety features make it less likely that you're going to get hurt in a car accident or hurt somebody else in a car accident. So it actually makes your rates go down.
Okay, but at some point you want to drop the full coverage on your older vehicle.
Right.
Which would be a lower rate.
Right. So on apples to apples, if I have full coverage on both vehicles, a newer car would more times than not be cheaper. Yes. If you keep a car long enough that you're removing all the optional coverages, then yes, that would be cheaper.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to do that as the car gets older and it's just not worth the extra rate for the car's not worth it. Yeah. All right. Now, if a person is killed in a car accident, there is life insurance payouts for the family through auto insurance?
Yes. Put up my youngest daughter's sign. Fact. Most people don't know this, but there is actual life coverage in your accident benefits portion of the Ontario auto policy. So God forbid you're killed in a car accident. If you have a spouse, they will receive $25,000, and any dependents will receive $10,000. So, of course, this is not to replace life insurance. That's not a lot of money. And you do have to be killed in a car accident, but that is there, and most people don't know that.
Okay. Car insurance is cheaper the older you get.
So that's actually fiction. Technically, it's not really about your age. It's about driving experience. So when we think, oh, when you're young, you pay a ton for car insurance, you do. Mainly because you don't have any experience. It's not technically about your age. And the reason I highlight that is we obviously have a lot of newcomers in this country. And when they come in, if they have not driven in North America, you could be 40 years old and you would actually pay a high rate as well because you have no experience. The other piece is when we get older, like into our 70s, 80s, and 90s, if we're still driving,
right,
we see an uptick.
There's a higher risk.
There is. Statistically, you're more likely to cause an accident when you're really young, but then that kind of goes up again as you get older.
Okay, less than a minute. Let's rattle through a couple of others. Where you live in Ontario can dramatically impact your rates.
Absolute fact.
Yeah.
And that's mainly due to density of population, Bob. As you can imagine, living in some small town up north where there's not a lot of traffic is not going to be as risky or statistically cause as many accidents as living in the GTA.
Right.
Highly densely populated, like the places we see with Brian's traffic report every morning in the cars. Like you just don't see that in many parts of Ontario. So that does play a large role.
Okay, one quickie. How much a speeding ticket affects your insurance rates depends on the speed you got charged with.
So I'm going to try to kind of go faction on that one.
Okay.
Only because if you hit that 50 kilometer an hour threshold where it becomes a major ticket, well, that would impact it. But any minor speeding ticket, so 10 kilometers over up to 45, insurance doesn't actually care. And I have people surprised all the time saying, well, it was only 10 kilometers over. Well, we don't look at that because we all know how often speeding tickets get knocked down from your true speed. So how can we accurately charge someone based on their speed when we don't even know if that was truly the speed they were going? So in our eyes, a minor speeding ticket, a ticket's a ticket's a ticket.
Do they actually do that? Knock it down? I've never had a speeding ticket, to the best of my knowledge. But anyways, thank you, Travis, for the Great information. We're going to link up your website at Desjardins. Travis Cairns, thanks for joining us.
Have a great
You too.